name is Alexander Obocha, the Director Energy for Kisii County, but previously I used to be Director Environment, and we set up this plastic recycling plant together with the UN Habitat, with some networking and collaboration with the Precious Plastics of Holland. The initial plan was to teach our youth on waste management and how waste can be converted into products and money in that form. We proceeded and found this small place. It was for the Energy Center. Thanks for the Energy Center management that provided us with this premise, which we renovated and made into what it is now. So these machines costed around 300,000 shillings. It's easier to come up. You can see the motors we have used, and the rest of the materials are second-hand materials. You know, we wanted to capture the cost implication. When we did the first proposal to the People's Republic of South Korea, the machines were costing to the tune of 11 billion Kenya shillings. So sometimes for groups or even SMEs to venture into some activity, the cost was prohibitive. But now we decided to say, hold on, can we start from the first principle? Can we make some machine that even a youth who is struggling can be able to make? So we agreed with the Precious Plastics group in Holland to do the prototype machine that of course produces on a very low volume scale, so that when it is upscaled, it can produce on industrial basis. The original idea was to bring together the groups, the cleaning groups within the Kisii municipality and some youth groups. We wanted also to tap into the talents of the social groups so that when they come together, they can be able to benefit from the already existing government of Kenya funding modalities. For instance, the Hustler Fund, the previous Youth Fund, Women Fund, and all that. So as we progressed, the project had to finance the initial undertaking. Then there was sustainability mechanism of having now the groups to come together into a social group, register probably with the social services department. Then they will do this venture as a group. We had also a window where any of the group members can open a business. At one time, we intended to have them open a business in Kisii town along the streets, where they can be able to find that their products are being marketed quickly. We also took them for exhibitions outside. You remember Kinamandugu, you went to Holland, and they also went to Uganda. Were you going to Singapore? There was an exhibition in Singapore where they never managed it to. And we have also been picking and seeing the best practices with other people. For instance, because of the website that Precious Plastics created, I was invited to give a presentation at the research level, where the University of Nairobi and the Southampton University, through the Clinton Foundation, were trying to see if they can bond plastics and other industrial materials, for example, iron sheets, tiles, roofing tiles, floor tiles, because of the qualities that are got from plastics. But the main aim, all in all, was to make sure that we have plastics from the plastic dumping sites to be converted into a resource. So progressively, we have had some youth, including Manduku, Alice, and the rest, the cleaning groups, having to do some products, which I think we have been seeing. And for sustainability purposes too, the county government is trying to see that we have some financing to demonstrate on various products that we are doing. So far, we want to escalate this kind of technology to teach the youth in village polytechnics, the vocational centers in Kisii County. They are quite a number, so that those who grow will know that waste can be turned into money.
My name is Kiprono Langat. I'm the regional manager, REREC, in South Nyanza. And I've actually stand in because I'm actually at Kisii Energy Center, and we have hosted the precious plastic in our energy center. And the way they have demonstrated the capability of recycling the plastics, it is a plus to the government and also to the environmentalists. The point that I wanted to bring across is because we are doing electricity in the rural setup, and we find out that sometimes we have swampy areas that can cause the poles, which we normally use the wooden poles to erect to transfer or actually to transmit energy or actually electricity. And we have been having an idea of actually using composite poles, which are made up of plastics. And this is a very good, noble project that can support the project in the entire country, because we are finding out the poles which are wooden are normally, they get exposed and they normally rot. Now, the other point which I wanted to bring in this county government of Kisii and other counties in this country, we have 47 counties in this country of Kenya, and they can actually buy in the idea of using the corrugated plastics when they are doing culverts for drainages and also across the roads, because we have been having challenges in our roads because of the poor drainages that can cause flooding. So when we have a good planning, we can use corrugated plastic, which can stay longer than using the concrete culverts. So I'm actually supporting this idea, and it can be taken up from the donors, and the UN Habitat can also deploy the same thing and advocate for it, so that counties can develop the idea of accepting the usage of corrugated plastics, because they are in the market, and we also support them, so that if they buy in the idea, it will be very good, and it will have utilized the resources that we have, which is recycled plastics. Otherwise, thank you very much, and we are yet to develop more prototypes on the same. Thank you so much.
My name is Alicia Mora, and I'm part of the team Precious Plastics Kisii, which is a plastic waste recycling facility, and it turns plastic waste into valuable products. And doing this, of course, our main objective is to create job opportunities for the youth, for the women, to clean the environment out of the plastic waste, to curb climate change as well, because plastic waste is one of the key contributors to climate change, which contributes by emitting around 4.5% of the greenhouse gases. Yeah, and the Precious Plastic project, of course, started back in 2017, May of 2017, when we got trained by the Precious Plastic community from the Netherlands, a project that was sponsored by the United Nations Habitat and in collaboration with the Kisii County government. And we were trained like 16 members from all the sub-counties within the Kisii County government on ways of course, dealing with the solid waste management, or the whole value chain, from the waste collection, the management, the sorting, the recycling, and yeah, all that, yeah. There are different ways of accessing the waste, the solid waste in Kisii, and one of the key is by organizing the sensitization events, especially during the major days. For example, the World Environment Day, like Earth Day, and another major day. So we organize by doing the sensitization and also cleaning of the Kisii, especially the Kisii municipality. And there is a river also that runs through the Kisii municipality, River Nyakomisaro. That's how now we access the waste. And number two is through the dump site. We have a lot of the waste at the dump site, but the main problem is the waste is mixed with other kinds of waste. Talk of organic waste, paper, we have glass, we have we have the plastics, we have all other types of the plastic of waste, like even the e-waste. And another way is also to encourage the community from the household level to do also the waste collection at the household level and then bring it to the facility to recycle that. And we normally do that like a barter trade, because the project is voluntary. It's run on a voluntary basis, so we encourage the barter trade kind of it to access that plastic waste. So once the community brings in the waste, we'll measure the weight, and once we measure, we'll also make a product for them. Yeah. And also currently the current regime through His Excellency Simbarati has encouraged the waste collection and also deposit of the waste at we have a segregation point here at Kisii Agricultural Training Center, which does the waste segregation at the point, and they also encourage the community level to do the wasting at the household and also the town level, so that it makes work easy also for us, like the waste collectors and the recyclers and any other key stakeholders who are in the waste collection industry here. So definitely, I've always been aware of the precious plastic project here in Kisii, because I was part of the team that was trained by the precious plastic founder Dave Harkens and his team from the Netherlands. But then before that, the little knowledge about that I had about the plastic recycling was that during my university days, I was privileged to visit a recycling facility in the coast. And that's all I knew, you can actually make something from plastic waste, but how the machineries that are involved, I didn't know. But then after the training with them and building of the machines, because they were built here within the 2 weeks, at least I have lots of knowledge, and of course through the experience of working with the precious plastic machines. Those are 7 years of experience of working with the precious plastic machines, and I think now I'm ready together with my team here, and those who've been participating, we're ready now to even go out there and also train more individuals and more interested people, parties, organizations that wants to also tackle the solid waste management, because we really have a lot of a crisis in the plastic production industry, because each year worldwide we actually produce 400 million tons of plastics, and only 9% of this is being recycled. And that's why now we're capable of training more people. We're planning to do this, because us as precious plastic cannot manage it on our own. So yeah. After the inception of the idea of recycling the recycling plastic waste here in Kisii, definitely I'm very much knowledgeable. The whole, we have the whole plastic recycling value chain, from the plastic collection, transportation, cleaning, sorting the plastics, shredding and melting the plastic through the different machines, like the extrusion, injection and compression machines. I'm very, very much knowledgeable, and even actually now even able to even train. I'm ready to train. And yeah, from the training, actually it was just about a project for the youth, and a project that is able to make to create a livelihood for the youth. But how, all those dynamics about how you want to do it, what are some of the inputs from the key stakeholders. Talk about the county government, the UN Habitat, the youths from the Kisii County, how everyone was going to have their own inputs to make the project a success. I can say, yeah, it was not 100%, but it was a above average, clear like what were the requirements, what was required to make the project a success. Yeah, and of course, each one of us from the team even has had different interests while joining the projects. That's why now you realize not everyone is here that was trained. Maybe a few individuals are still operating because everyone came with their own interest. Yeah, but time always tells whose interest was catered for and not. Yeah, definitely my interest was catered. That's why I'm here today. I'll be honest, before the project, I never used to recycle the plastics, and even I didn't even know actually the impact of the plastic to the ecosystem, talk about the marine, the land, air, and everything. But now about recycling just came after the project was introduced and you were given accessibility, because obviously you require a bit of like inputs, like capital input, like skills, capacity building to know how to recycle the plastic, because that is not my area of expertise. That's not what I learned in school. So I can say very much regularly I do the recycling of the plastic, and I can say maybe we've actually recycled more than 10 tons of the plastic waste since the project inception, because we also have a number of projects that we've also been a part of it when introducing. Because of this project and expanding the projects, we've also had a few other workshops open, so a bit of like 10 plus tons of the plastics have been recycled. Yeah. Something that I always do very funny is that I don't use a straw. I've really reduced on the usage of the straw, and definitely a few of my friends that I of course I'm sitting with around every day, that I meet every day, but I've really reduced the amount of the plastic that I consume each and every day. For example, I got myself a reusable water bottle because I don't want to go around buying single-use plastic, those bottled water every day, to also add that, because actually research says we always produce like around 0.7 kgs of the waste every day. And now you can imagine, like, if in Kenya we have 50 million of people, so if I reduce 0.345 kgs of waste every day and everyone reduces, then I'm going to reduce the amount of plastics. And also another way that I have reduced the plastic consumption is also through reusing of the plastics. So whichever plastic that I buy, I always think about it like, what else can I do with the plastic after using this, or is there an alternative for that? And if there is an alternative, how cheap or how accessible is it? So if the answer is yes, then definitely I reduce. So I've reduced a lot of the plastics, and of course the people around me and friends and family. Yeah, you will always encourage, one of the key things that we do, of our objective is encourage people around you to reduce the amount of plastic that they consume in each and every day. And also at the community level, because we've encouraged them to bring the plastics for recycling and all that, so definitely around them the plastic has reduced. So today you can't walk around the town and find like a lot of plastic lying there, because now people understand like the importance of this plastic, because it's a piece of gold, but it also depends on how you want to look at it. Is it as waste or as an opportunity, like something that you can make something out of that? So it has reduced because we have so many waste collectors now actually running up and down to collect the waste. So yes, in a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give an honest opinion. I'll say maybe 6%, or 6. A scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it 6. Why? It's because, like, of course the project is on a small scale, and the main intention was from the inception, it was to train the youth from within the Kisii County, so that these youths can also go out there and also have like the same initiative now at the ward or just at the village level. But then it not also shows like how you can also start your own project, because it requires like capital to buy the machines. Like the machines we have here, they were, I can say it was capital intensive, depends, so of course it's relative, expensive is relative. So the main challenge is the mixing of the plastic with other types of waste, because now you have really need to dig deeper into other kinds of waste to get the waste from in there. And that's why now you want like the whole community to be trained, capacity built on how to segregate waste at the source, so that it's easy for everyone, those who are interested in the organic waste, those who are interested in plastic, and also get the accessibilities to this waste without going all through those agonies of digging deeper into all types of plastic and other waste. And also the main challenge is also the machine breakdowns. I can tell you for free, like there's been rampant machine breakdowns, which requires a lot of like cash to do the repairs and the maintenance, which has also not been catered for like by the key stakeholders. So it all has to go back to us as the active maybe members of the recycling facility to dig into our pockets and get some cash and repair the machines. And also like members dropouts, because as I said, we were trained like 16 members of us, but you can see today we are 2 and a few, 1 or 2 people are normally also active, once in a while showing up to do that. But that is because the project was like voluntary. There was nothing like even catering for like the first 1 or 2 years to like facilitate the members to be capacity built, and also to have like enough capital to run the facility before like it's left for us to run it. Yeah, so those are the 2 main challenges, and also sometimes electricity, but I can tell like nowadays it's not rampant. Yeah, and also a few of like challenges through maybe some of the like from the county government officials. Sometimes it's not easy also because of there are a lot of bureaucracies from the county also. Sometimes everyone has their own interest, and running the facility and tapping into those opportunities that are related to these has been also a very, very main challenge. Sometimes you're supposed to travel out there for a conference, for a workshop, to be capacity built, but then it's not possible because different people have different interests. Yeah. One of the key thing that I would like anyone that wants to venture into this is to do training, sensitization and awareness creation on the waste segregation at the source, so that each and everyone is capacity built on how to sort the waste at the source, and also encourage the community also. It's not all about recycling, it's also about reducing the amount of plastic that we produce. And one of the key things is actually how we can encourage the community to reuse. Now that means developing some skills, or training them, giving them some skills on how they can reuse the plastic that they already have, and on how they can reduce the amount of plastic that is consumed, and also how they can refuse, because recycling is not the ultimate goal, because as we said, it's only 9% that is being recycled worldwide. So what happens to more than 300 million tons of the plastics? So all we can do is just to train the community on how to reduce and all that, and reduce, reuse, refuse, and maybe if you don't have a choice, then you can recycle the plastics. And also number 2 is also to also help the community, like especially in the purchase of the machines to recycle, because the community on its own cannot do this. So if we can raise funds for purchasing the machines and also upscaling the project, because this one, as I said, you cannot like shred like more than 50 kgs of the plastics in a day, and actually maybe today it has reduced because of the machine usage for like more than 7 years. So also, can we upscale the recycling facility so that it can recycle more plastics? Maybe even we can even talk about like even 10 tons in a month, and it can even recycle shred more plastics, because we have other interested parties that are also interested in just shredded plastics. So it can also be a very good source of revenue, like collect all the plastics from Kisii, then you shred them and just sell them to interested parties. Because nowadays so many people come to Kisii to buy the plastics, but everyone says we have a recycling facility, but do you even know how much plastic is being recycled? The capacity of the machines, no, it's very small. So let this one be like a resource center for anyone that is interested in recycling. But now if someone is interested, can we encourage them, also help them to seek for funds, source for funds to do on a larger scale at the community. Yeah, definitely yes. I'll definitely recommend, number one, because it's a major contributor to climate change. You all see what climate change is doing, the effects of climate change, and also it's a menace to the environment. So as a way of conserving the environment, let's have this project done in other communities at the community level, so that each community recycles their own plastic at the local level, so you don't have, can actually even reduce expenditures of transportation of this waste from the community level. And then number two, why I like to recommend this one is also as a source of like a creation of livelihood. If this project is well implemented, everything catered for, every member of the community be trained, it can be a source of revenue. But this is on a large scale, not on this scale, because this one you can never break even. That one is for free. This is can only be used as a resource center, but on a large scale it can be done at the community level, because we have so many youths who are unemployed, but they're very much interested in doing this. I'll talk about the opportunities that I've been able to come across because of this project. One key opportunity is we've been able to attend so many conferences related to the environment, and from these conferences we've been able to also train, capacity build ourselves, and then also do networking with other people, because so many opportunities have come out of this. And we've been able to attend so many seminars. So I'll talk about, for example, we've been able to attend like the United Nations Days, Earth Day during the World Environment Day, being invited by the United Nations to participate, and we've been able to actually sell products on a like higher price for those who understand the concept of plastic recycling. And then we've been able even to get an opportunity to travel to the Netherlands at the Precious Plastic headquarters to participate in coming up with version 4 of the Precious Plastic machine. This is version 1, so we were part of it developing version 4, me and Manduku. And then we've also been able to take part in some of organizations who have been interested in having the same project running in the community. For example, we have a recycling facility in Kisii that was advised by the Precious Plastic Kisii through the online presence. And I know at personal level sometimes it requires like one person to travel. I know Manduku has been able to travel so many, even outside the country, so many conferences, so many shows and exhibitions, like you can even say agricultural days and all that. And I've also been able to travel outside. Like my most recent travel was to South Africa. Because of this project, I got an invitation to go talk about the green and blue economy. I also got invited to go to Finland to talk about sustainability research and innovations, because definitely this is about sustainability. This is an innovation that needs to be also talked about. And so many opportunities have been there. And another opportunity we've been able to have is also also, it's a pleasure to also train the young ones, like the learners from the primary level, about the recycling, about the project, about ways of conserving the environment. So it's been an amazing journey. I'll say, because of the bureaucracies that we've faced before, and because of the challenges, so many challenges, I would say like if such project has to be done again, can we have like of course the government as an overseer, but the project is well managed and implemented by the youth, because the youths understand the project better, they understand the dynamic, they understand what they need to do to improve it, they need it. So can we have like the same project, but the government is an overseer, but it's not like the government is managing like the project, is doing this with the project, but the youth being the leaders at the forefront. If you have like these opportunities, can also get involved in the decision making table instead of having the youth. We have the greenwash, the youth wash. Sometimes using the same youths who are running the project for like youth washing, and they're not involved in the major decision making. So any of the decision that needs to be made also can involve like one or two youths to take part in it, because they're in this project. Yeah, and also like such a similar project can also have like a capital, some funds set aside to run the project, like for the first at least even 2 to 3 years for the project to break even, instead of just installing the project, the machine, then you go and then leave everything for the youth who are basically here to look for a job as a source of livelihood, but then you leave everything for them. One suggestion is let's upscale the project from now. Definitely now we have the knowledge, we have the experience, we have the skills. Now we can run like a big recycling facility that, as you said, you can even recycle like even like up to 1 ton of the plastics in a day. And then you can talk about several tons of the plastics in a month. And then let's have like a well, like I'll say a very organized team for like the governance of the project and finances, so that the project like can last and it can break even and achieve its main goal that it's meant for it.